Hey there, it's Binky. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry I've been quiet for the past couple weeks, but I have been traveling, and so I'll have some videos with that because I used some makeup during that time, what worked and what didn't. There's just been a lot going on, and so I'm kind of backed up on my videos, but they're coming along with with a lot of other good things too, along with giveaways and reviews and some other type of videos coming up that are related to beauty, but also travel possibly. But that's not what you're here for. Today you are here for the review of the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales collection. Ain't that the truth? They've been doing that with the Hudson River for years here in New York City. But so this is an 18 shadow collection here that was just released, and the packaging's quite nice, I will say. It is very thick, so this isn't necessarily something that you would necessarily travel with, or if you're going somewhere for the night, this may not be what you would take because it is a little bit large and cumbersome. But the reason is because you're in here, you'll see it opens up and you could put the cheek palette part that comes with it. So there was a cheek palette and some lipsticks that came with the collection, but for me, I ended up just picking up the actual eye palette just because I have enough lipsticks I'm going through right now, and with cheek palettes I was like, also after coming back from a trip, I'm on a budget again, so I just personally went with this. So if you're looking for the other items, go check out some other blogs. Yeah, I'm advertising for other people, but hey, it's about community, my friends, community. So this but it's a really nice look. I really like it, but again, it is larger, so just be aware. But inside you have the mirror, which is always nice, and then the 18 shadows. Along with it, they do not give you a brush with this, which you may care about, you may not. Some people may be a little bit upset about that. I am not. I have plenty of brushes, but they do give you an eyeliner, a tester eyeliner, and it is like a charcoal gray black. And what I will say is I did briefly use this. I have to admit, I've never used Lorac's eyeliner before, but it's actually quite nice. And just so you know, it does last. I put it on my arm and I couldn't get rid of it for the full day, and I did use it as a liner as well. A little goes a long way, but this is not budging. So I really do appreciate that, but it is like a charcoal color. Well, like almost a black, but like an off black, a dark charcoal color. And it goes on really smoothly, and really it's not going anywhere. As you can see, it's blending a little bit, and even then just wiping this off and it's still wet, it's still there. So know that once it's dry, this liner isn't going anywhere. So I was actually really impressed with that, and it came with the kit. I'd like to say it was free, but you kind of paid for it because it is $52 for this collection. I ended up paying less just because Ulta had a sale and I had my 20% off coupon, and so I did get it at a lower price because of it. Just wanted to state that. But so you can see there are the 18 different shadows, and what I do like about this collection is that sometimes with certain collections I feel like I can't get a full eye look for whatever reason, and with this, I've been using it for the last week, I can get a full eye look because there's so many different colors and variations and perfect like lid shades and highlighting colors and crease colors. This palette really kind of has it all. Especially what I loved about this, because originally I wasn't too, when I saw it I was like, do I really need another one, and I have so many, and but when I actually saw the colors online, I realized this was going to be a great palette for me. I am a cool tone girl, so there's been a lot of warm palettes out lately, and it was nice to see the blues and the greens and the slate colors and some of the purpley browns. So for you girls out there who are cool tone, you are going to be really excited about this palette, because there are a few warm tones where you can see like down pretty much here in the third row heading down. Those are your warm colors, and of course there's some neutrals with the like gray colors that would work for anybody. But for the most part, this is a cool tone palette, which we haven't been seeing a lot of in a while. So I was so excited because I had bought some different palettes to put together a cool look, but there was so much warm that I was going to palette to palette to palette. And for you cool tone girls, it is all right here. So I was really happy. And what I like about it is there's varying things. You can make some really dramatic eye looks with the darker colors, or you can, you know, go for a more subdued look, which I did with this palette with the slates, just using like the slates and grays here with a little pop of blue, which I kind of did today. But you definitely can go with a more dramatic look with this. And I just love it. And I also love the greens and the grays and the blues. And because it's Pirates of the Caribbean, there's a lot of ocean colors. There's a lot of not sea foam, but I guess like sea foam colors and ocean blue and grays. And I just love it. Some of the colors that I just really love are like Silver Mist, which is this, and I'll be putting swatches on the side, as I'm sure you've already seen, but Silver Mist is just fabulous. I keep coming back to this one, and it's kind of hard to see on my skin tone up here, but it's just beautiful. Just a beautiful lid color. Actually, there's a lot of really wonderful lid colors. Then you have like Ghostly, which is just fabulous. Actually, even for me, it's kind of hard to see, but it's the perfect base color before you start putting on the other colors, which I absolutely adore. There are just so many standouts in this collection. Shiver Me. There are a lot of whites, but they have different finishes. And like this one's more matte, which is Ghostly, versus the Shiver Me, which is more of a shimmer. Really hard to see in my skin tone. I apologize. But the pale binky strikes again. The only one, I have to be honest with you, that really didn't work of the group for me was Bones, which is here in the first row. It didn't really work for me a lot. For whatever reason, I mean, it's okay. It just didn't go on quite as well as I liked. But it's a pretty color, it'd be a great crease color, but for some reason it just didn't perform necessarily as well as some of the other ones. One of the other standout ones that I loved is Starry Night, and I've really used this one quite a lot. It's this beautiful, like, medium blue, ocean blue shimmer color, and it is just gorgeous. Look at that. So beautiful, so vibrant, and that's what I like about this collection, is that there are some bolder colors for people who like a punch of color, but there's also these subdued colors to just create like a more demure look, if that's what you're into, or casual look, versus something that's a lot more bold. I just think you can create so many eye looks with this. And I'm really excited. I haven't been excited about this palette, or about a palette, in a while quite like this. Like Sea Haze, I love greens. And look at that. It's not an obnoxious, like, fluorescent green. And I apologize if you like colors like that, but it's a very subdued kind of green that anyone could wear. And then what I like is that with the whites and the grays, you can put that in the corner of your lid and then build out these greens and blues and just get a pop of the color, and the nice white and silver colors kind of tame it down, which I totally love with this collection. And for you warm tone girls, you know, you're not being left out. There definitely is Treasure, which is more of like a bronzy color and quite beautiful. Goes on well. I barely tap my finger into it, and there it is. Absolutely beautiful. Silent Mary, which is the perfect crease color if you're going for a more of a grayish or slate look. It's just beautiful, especially for you girls out there with fair skin like I have. It's just beautiful. I just want to keep swatching it. I'm showing you the swatches on the side, but there's just so many. Lost at Sea, just this beautiful blue. It's just a winner of a palette. It really is. I really don't have a lot negative to say about this. I have worn it this week, so it is something that I wore this week to make sure before I reviewed it I knew what I was speaking about, is that a little goes a long way. So with the lighter colors, you can get a by with a little bit more with using your brushes in the pan. You're going to find that with the lighter colors, go ahead, dig in there a little bit more. But with the darker colors, a little goes a long way. So lightly dip your brush into the pans, because I found that if you go heavy in there, there is fallout. Especially with Starry Night, which I love. You can see that I've digged in there a little bit. It is more of like a glittery color, well, more of a shimmery color, but there is fallout with it, so just be careful. It's such a gorgeous color though, but there's fallout. And there is with a lot of it. So I find with Lorac, especially with this collection, the best way to handle it is to take your brush, dip in it lightly, and then knock your brush, or I'll hit it against a piece of tissue paper and then start working with it. Because I did find that, especially with some of the slate colors, that, you know, it did cause some fallout around my eyes. And the thing is, I will say the formula is really great in that it sticks really well. So it was great in that it lasted on my eye all day with very minimal fading. But that being said, with the cleanup, because it stuck so well, it was down here on my cheek, and so I had to come in and clean it with a makeup remover, put my sunblock on again, and then put my foundation on again, and then do the rest of my eye. So just be wary of that. It worked better once I realized I had to work with a lighter hand. So in some ways it's really good, because these shadows are going to last you a long time because you're not digging in there to get color. They're very, very pigmented. They really lasted a long time. Again, I always say this, but I do wear a primer because I do have oily skin, so I need a primer. And with the primer, it almost looked the same several hours later. And I was out late last night. I left the house at 8:30 and I came home around 3 in the morning, and my eyeshadow still looked pretty darn good, which is pretty amazing for an oily skin girl like me. So I was really impressed with this collection. I think this is one of the strongest ones that Lorac has put out. I really loved the lunch one, the brunch one. It's really great, but it won't work on necessarily all skin tones because they are pastels. I feel like this bad boy could work with so many different skin types and skin tones. It just was so well planned out for everyone. It really, really is. I just feel like it would match so many skin tones and complexions. And the formula is absolutely wonderful. It's also very smooth, very buttery. I have no complaints. And the pigmentation is fully there. It is $52, so for the pencil, along with only the 18 shadows, some may find it expensive, but in my opinion, especially because I used a coupon, which does make it a little bit, you know, you're like, yeah, I got a deal, but I'm always looking for a good deal. But I still would have been happy paying the $52 because the pigment is there. So this is going to last a long time. I almost thought about getting a second one. I went, no, you can't, because this is going to last you forever. It really is. But I'm so happy to see a cool tone palette and colors that perform so well. Again, the only one I really had problems with was Bones, and I've used most of these colors this week, and I am really, really satisfied with this. This just makes me want to go back to Lorac again and again and hope they keep putting out stuff like this, because it is pretty spectacular. So this is a big yes for me. Even if you're not big into the movies, I personally am not. I will say, you know, there are some lovely men in this series, so, but even still, I'm really not a big fan of the franchise. But if you are, you have more reason to love it, okay? Because this is a really great, solid collection. Big thumbs up all day, every day, yes. So definitely go pick this up if you get the chance. It is released on many sites right now and available and waiting for you. So that is my review today. I hope you are doing fabulously. I can't complain. So until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye.